Fusu. Is a man who's loved by all.
Abusia mina se ema akwaba Express GTV suni Kojo Fusu Daddy Lumba ho komo na ye ba bedidi kan de tie bi na e bobo an fefefe akono so na ye de abesombo e we platform kese we so na menua ye papa apostle Kojo Sarfo enso e was story mu bi na ye papa Hopeson Adorye enso asset record bi by on intin komo we
Children to old folks, men and women alike. We miss him dearly. I want to take you through a whole collage of photos I have in front of me. I've got here the wife of Mr. Charles Kojo Fusu, Daddy Lumba, Mrs. Akusia Sewa Fusu, aka Mama Lumba, and that's her beautiful self. So these are pictures of Lumba and his family, his wife, the beautiful Madame Akusia Sewa Fusu. This is Lumba with the lady that did that song, Eradi Nim Nimidi Daddy Lumba Nana Machidide, and a gentleman whom I do not know. This is Lumba in his elements. You know, back in the day, he had a unique hairstyle, and literally all the young men who came from or migrated from our part of the world, which is West Africa, Ghana, into Europe, especially to Hamburg and places, most people used to mimic his hairstyle because he was quite influential. In fact, Lumba is the influencer's influencer. He's the original influencer. He's been influencing and blasting internationally from about 1980 something, 85, thereabout. And this is Lumba and his best man, Papa Shi, Evangelist Papa Shi to the whole of the world. We've got so many pictures here of Lumba performing somewhere in Europe. Lumba and his darling wife, Akusia Sewa, and their wonderful son, Calvin. And I was wondering in this picture whether they were cheering their son on or they were cheering, you know, someone on the dance floor. Yep. Lumba and the First Lady, Akusia Sewa. You know, one thing that I love, there's this adage in our local dialect that says, Penyin obi nyebida, abrofade obi ayibi. So looking at Lady Akusia Sewa in her elements, Charlie, Naswagno, tights. Back in the day, this Fantini Town beauty was beautying in the most amazing way. Her ladyship, again, and her husband. And here, Mama dancing, you know, with her husband. Sometimes they say,
Ghana for ena enka no kra. Anka this kind of pictures ena komu here every year baby I see ye call it down because memories na wo ho no ye high because na brabo nyina ni dey go on in the pictures ni memories ni ade ade ono ankasa gya no wa kire se okoye de ope. Life is life. Eating commodity.
Small girls are young. She's had her time in life. You know, the style. For the young guys who think so many more done. When Lumba and Akusia Sewa were having fun, look at how he was holding her hands and everything. Yep. And so I've got so many pictures here. And interestingly, I have the car. This is the car, the famous car that Lumba had the infamous accident with. Okay? The accident that ended up giving him a spinal injury. This is the car that he had that crash in. To the world, this musical god was a legend whose music we have loved, adored, enjoyed every beautiful occasion in our lives with, and even mourn the death of our loved ones with. But to some special selected few, this gentleman, this legend, was their dad. And all they knew was Kojo Fosu, or Charles Kojo Fosu DL, as daddy. Here we see him performing his daddy duties, combing the hair of his heir, who happened to be Calvin Fosu. And here too is his lovely mum, Akosia Sewa Fosu, with him. And these two pictures speaks in volumes. I was more determined to show you these pictures to let you know that whereas we see or we saw Daddy Lumba as a music god and as a legend who brought high life music to music lovers across the globe, he was much more than that. He was a dad. He was a man that was loved dearly by his family. And so as we mourn him, I entreat all of us to, in respect of his wife and children, put some decorum and respects on the name as we celebrate this great music god all through the world, globally. Yep. But like I said, I am Adorye, and the greatest privilege is all mine to tell you the stories as they were and as they are. General Polipo and Mama Comfort Jemfi. General Polipo was Mama Comfort Jemfi's husband, who also happened to be Daddy Lumba's stepdad. Yep. So from here, I'm going to take you to the studio where we will be talking more about music. Of course, when we're talking about the legacy of Daddy Lumba, we're talking music and music and music and quality music and more music across the globe. Say me the Lumba. Say me the Lumba. It's your breath for Lumba into me side door. Boom boom.
Na ewo saa nkomori mu no ene nam so kra ama obi aba bedi nkomo ede afa Daddy Lumba ene apostle Kojo Sarfo sabio empeduasa omo efun no eho
ewo nkrofo Ghana hanama omuwu a yensie wom ti asema me ka chew ni apostle Kojo Sarfo kantanka yensie no obi amfa ne nhefom Daddy Lumba yensie no obi amfa ne nhefom tieniye JJ Rollins yensie no obi amfa ne nhefom aka nipa baako omampenda da kofo kantanka yensie no obi be ka chew kantanka yesie no bia oboa kantanka ne corpse ne da ho Daddy Lumba ne corpse e da ho tiaso na me ka chew ni secret we obi anga nkyerɛ ageme ya ye we ni ya ye be hu ni be ka kyerɛ me see JJ Rollins yensie no the corpse ne da ho a yeso no bezi no apostle Kojo Sarfo kantanka yensie no obi be ka kyerɛ yensie no bia oboa yensie no wo aka ni baba ko won twen ni baba ko aka ho eno pa omampenda da kofo me kyerɛw ajekum kofo aka wo no na saa papa no ko wia afini anya the most four powerful men a yensi wo mu wo Ghana ha on corpse wo why do that time no so woni ani a ye ma wo kwama wo da ho e ku nka ho
na yensi omo no na omba be no omo awi anaso omo ba be yo omo den na na utumi se emu ayedi papa na Hopeson Adorye nso edi nkomo de afa nkorofo bi nso eho na sei ena no so edi ni nkomo no efai
ma obia ma hwa na jo me pa che o ma muntie matise mpanimfo no bi omo forswa no mo awuram no mo Kojo mahama ho Mr. President, don't listen to them. Omo say ora awu ana deputy attorney general say about 45 doctors are ready. Look, me say some of the people say I will volunteer and then go and testify. Me say MPP for be concern when we more than 40. Eya no more ye fry anom da beto. NDC for mu do mo to mu nko aye 11. MPP mu for obia ntu mu.
We challenge you.
See no problem. MPP for no. Omo mu ka ho bi na untumi kura kwako damu ntam no. So on eje no. Won say afi omo edwane say what steady trend bi a enche ye ada Kojo pon ma kokotena asasi radio anu ozi o omo ati say MPC bi kura ya no odin kura no omo ba be sha ase acheche ye eh since when an MP wa no odin ayeche so on eje no oh enura wo steady nura Facebook o no mo chro ana Samuel go criticize aventi yes e ba beche no hey no wotifie anu ankwankwa sha ban officer obi ba beche hey me na make achiro MPP for be concern wom more than 40 I'm telling you I swear to God
Candidates in the doors.
hey me na make achiro and as out mu de omo no omo ye can say omo na ententenua wa hu ne ye no ah Womu wa ya womu do omu nsa bo mu ni ne keka ho no more than 40 beko na me say de emfa hu ni de am be ye wo krom ha emfa hu ne emfutura mbetu omu
ngofo nationwide demonstration
why am
MPP
oh ani omu nyiro omu ho that's me na make a show listen way there are some people in MPP say ye chi omu ne na metisi ya chi omu no almost start here. But the say I want to testify because yeah. Oh, Radin Yankobo. Some